Hello again. Welcome back to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. Paul Schrimpf is back
Yes,
with Eric.
we missed you, Paul.
Much to Bonnie McCarville's chagrin, apparently. She said she likes everyone better but me.
She did not say that.
That was my interpretation, Bonnie, and I really don't like it. Really don't like it at all.
Okay.
So I was in InfoAg,
Yes.
and it was
In Bunny's turf.
yeah, I was like really close to Bonnie's turf. So anyway, I was at InfoAg, and interesting conference. Once again, the trend is toward more kind of meetings off the show floor, more in the in the suites and the conference rooms and so forth. And the trade show's still bustling, but it was like you could tell there's a lot of discussion about partnerships and collaboration and things like that. I think everyone I talked to, pretty much, and a lot of the people I interviewed there, were saying very similar things. That there's lots to talk about collaboration, about trying to match up, best in breed partners and all those kind of like financial speak that they say best in breed.
Best in breed. Okay.
But getting these folks together to figure out how to really get into the total production system and not create lots of shiny new objects, as people would say. But what can we do to make these things work within the context of the farm and farm production? So that was good. I got to moderate a panel at the end of the Ag Data Coalition. That went real well. I think they're trying to explain through a panel discussion what's going on, what they're doing with data. By all accounts, that was interesting, and we had about 80 people in there, so
Wow.
it was good. Overall, it was great to see 1,200 people come, considering everything that's happened this spring. It's been such a disaster.
Right.
But there's still investment. There's still people banking on technology and the benefits of it. So overall, it's real good.
All right. Well, while you were in St. Louis, Paul, I actually spent some time in Atlantic City, New Jersey, at the Agribusiness Trade Summit, the 14th annual. And as part of that meeting, I actually was the moderator on a panel discussion talking about what the crop input market might look like between now and 2025. Paul, the big takeaway there, of course, is most people say that there's going to be more technology, more precision agriculture coming into the marketplace, but everyone's anticipating the rate of adoption to be kind of slow. They're kind of thinking that 5 years might be a little too soon for radical changes in the marketplace. They may think maybe 10 years out might be closer to the mark. So like by 2030 or so, we may be seeing more in the disruptive technology come into agriculture and be adopted by folks.
Yeah, seeing some of the communications coming back, and we're going to be doing this show in Thailand now, I believe.
Yeah, I don't remember where
It's
the
a-
precision show in
It's
November.
a precision
agribusiness
application,
yeah.
and it's really about again, precision crop protection. That's really our crop protection companies are worldwide are part of our audience. So they're trying to figure out how technology kind of intersects with drone application, with other kinds of high technology application. See and spray, things like that are of great interest. A lot of it's protecting worker safety. They're getting new pests. They're trying to increase production, trying to be more efficient with less people. So it's the things that we're dealing with. But it could accelerate there more so because they really have a need for some of these things in a hurry.
Yeah.
So interesting. It should be a good conference. It's in November, I believe.
Yeah, early November, yeah. So we'll put up information here on the screen for those who might be interested in checking out the website for themselves and maybe registering for the show. But Paul, speaking of Asia, one thing, of course, we've been following for weeks and months now is the U.S.-China trade war. We found out this week, because we were recording this video, that China has basically put the brakes on buying any U.S. agricultural products for the time being, which did a number on the stock market actually about a few days ago. Things have recovered a little bit, Paul, but I know that some of the news we're getting out there is folks are reporting, we've been talking about the African swine flu epidemic that's hitting the Chinese pork industry, and it looks like now the projections are about half the pigs are going to be culled between now and the end of 2019, and it's going to take about 5 years to get the numbers back up in the country. So that obviously is bad news for soybean producers in the U.S. no matter when the trade war might end.
Yep, there's volatility abounds, and we've got so many different factors now. It's hard to keep track of them. Besides that, and you add this to a lot of other factors in the Chinese, the currency issues that have gone with the tariffs, and you don't know exactly how people are going to react or how countries are going to react.
No.
I get an idea, but it's going to be extremely volatile probably for some time unless a deal comes out of the woodworks.
Exactly. And I know one of the things that happened as a byproduct of all this movement on the stock market is, I guess, commodity prices were taking a hit as well. But we did see a little bit of a recovery towards the end of the week here with commodity prices, because some of the USDA numbers coming out indicated that there was going to be some severe wet, cold weather hitting the upper Midwest and other parts of the plain states. And Paul, about 30% of the planted soybean and corn crop might be affected by this. So with that news, commodity prices did rebound slightly.
Yeah, that's out. It was certainly out there and hot in the news this week. So I'm gonna have to see how it comes. I mean, still a lot of growing season to go, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So two other tidbits,
Let's keep the happy notes going. Shall we?
No. This one's happier. Again,
okay.
Tying back to something we've been talking about, of course, consolidation. We found out this week that a lot of the consolidation we've seen, Paul, have been the larger players in the market. The Nutrien buy and Van Horn comes to mind, but found out that our friends at Brandt, they're in Illinois, have actually made a purchase, and they're going to be having Farmers Exchange Fertilizer out of Farmersville, Illinois, join their family of outlets upcoming here, I think, in the next month. So congratulations to Brandt making that acquisition and growing their family of outlets a little bit.
So have you heard any hot rumors? Any hot rumors of anything that's might be happening among one of our larger friends? No, don't say it.
Heard rumors. I'm sure maybe some people in the field have heard them as well, but have nothing definitive to report. And unlike some publications, we won't deal in idle gossip.
That's true. We won't.
We'll
we,
take the
We
high
will not
road.
create the news. We will simply
Report the news.
acknowledge that yes, the rumors are everywhere.
Yes.
Indeed.
So one other thing to report, of course, the glyphosate verdicts have been on everyone's mind lately. And I guess there was a conference call recently with Bayer CEO Werner Baumann, where he said he'd consider a financially reasonable settlement for some of the litigation regarding Roundup weed killer. Some interesting notes from this story, Paul. The number of cases that have been filed against the company regarding glyphosate and possible cancer being caused has risen from 5,000 cases at the beginning of the year to over 18,000 to date. The two verdicts that are in are, of course, they were in the $100 million range in terms of their judgments. Those were reduced from $1 billion. But obviously, what a financial reasonable settlement might be is up for debate at this point. But it'll interesting to see, Paul, if this does happen.
Yeah, it's I guess considering how many TV ads are out there, and that you see asking for people to call in for any reason at all when they got cancer and they've ever used Roundup. And it's probably not surprising that number continues to climb. And I guess if you're looking to settle, you just want to try and get to a number and be done with it. But
yeah, it'll be curious to see if there actually is a number. I have not seen anything that indicated a number is actually out there. I know, though, like I said, I was at the Agribusiness Trade Summit, and a lot of folks there were saying that the way this sort of has taken off in, with the legal community, they're comparing it to what happened with asbestos back in the day when there was, a link there that was made, and basically commercials were appearing every day of the week asking folks who might have had exposure to asbestos to, call the local law firm. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, but there's not this. I mean, with asbestos, there was a pretty clear scientific link between the two, and there doesn't seem to be with this. And you think about cigarettes and smoking,
Yes.
and the clear link with smoking, but they got a continuance of for people being able to use cigarettes, but paid a one-time fee, and then that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just talking. I mean, there probably are absolutely no links between the two, but those are the things that kind of come to mind when you think of how you could sustain a product in the marketplace and still end up paying a settlement.
Sure.
It'll be something to watch very carefully, but just don't know how it's going to come out.
Well, we'll keep an eye on this as always.
I see. Are we together next week?
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe possibly.
Maybe possibly.
Maybe it'll be somebody else, so we keep Bonnie happy. All right. Well, that's edition for this week. That's edition for what's our show again?
Yeah, that's it for this edition of CropLife Retail Week. You know, that's 2 times in like the last 4 times we've been together. You flubbed this.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.
If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below.
Your feedback is important to us. We'll try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.